Thank you for joining me for this presentation about community choice aggregation in the Capital Region. My name is Katie Vecchio. I'm a member of MEGA's CCA team, and I'm going to walk you through some slides to explain what community choice aggregation is, how it would work in the Capital District, and where we are in the process of creating a CCA program. First, I'd like to introduce our CCA team. Louise Gava is our CCA project leader. I'm Katie Vecchio. I'm a client relationship manager. We also have Nicole Correa, our CCA project organizer, and Anna Balujo, our consultant. Before I start telling you about community choice aggregation, I just want to briefly introduce who is MEGA and what do we do. MEGA stands for the Municipal Electric and Gas Alliance, and we serve as an aggregator for municipal governments. Just over 20 years ago, MEGA was created by two county lawmakers that formed a bi-county partnership to help contain energy costs for local governments. So while MEGA initially just served local governments themselves, now we've expanded and are helping offer community choice aggregation so municipalities can offer the same benefits of aggregation to their residents. In the last 5 years, following a move by the Public Service Commission in New York State to enable community choice aggregation, MEGA moved to become one of 3 community choice administrators in New York State. So we are a licensed community choice aggregation administrator, and we help municipalities control their energy costs and save money, and now we're extending that benefit to residents as well. So we like to start off with answering this question, what is CCA, or community choice aggregation? Essentially what we're talking about is a group purchase of electricity. CCA is often referred to as a bulk buying program. It affects residents and eligible small businesses, and we're using this group purchasing model to go out into the market and ask suppliers to give us their lowest price for electricity over a 1-year term, 18-month term, 24-month term, and to be able to compare those prices to see what's the lowest price we can get. And we are able to get a lower price because we're going out to the marketplace and shopping as a group. Okay, so this graphic is just describing for you this concept. If you went out to the market and asked suppliers for pricing just for the electricity you use in your household, you would get a price. But if you go out and say, okay, now give us a price if we all buy it together, everyone in my municipality joining with 12 other municipalities in our region, give us a price for 90,000 of us. And that's how we're able to get the better pricing, the better terms and conditions. So that's what this slide is just kind of illustrating for you, that point. And that's a premise on which we kind of start to describe community choice aggregation. So we talked about how purchasing this electricity as a group lowers the price. Another interesting feature of community choice aggregation is that suppliers are motivated to compete against each other to provide the lowest price so that they are the winning bidder. And when you go out and shop one supplier at a time for your supply needs, they don't do that. They just kind of offer you their rates and you can compare them. But this says, okay, the winning supplier for this aggregation is going to be the one with the lowest price, so it incentivizes competition amongst suppliers. CCA also provides price stability and budget certainty because we offer a fixed price. This is different than the variable rate that National Grid offers to supply customers. You know, it changes every month if you're a utility supply customer. CCA will offer a fixed rate over the term of the contract, which may be between 2 and 3 years. CCA is another great benefit of it is that it enables the entire community to access renewable electricity. So if that is a priority for your municipality and for residents in your neighborhood, you know, it's going to enable elected leaders to decide if they want to support 100% renewable on a community-wide level. And then individually, it gives residents the ability to support that choice for their home, you know, if it's something that isn't offered on a community-wide scale. So it really gives you access to a product that many people want to support and purchase, but they don't know how to go about, you know, doing that. So CCA offers that kind of access. And lastly, we talk about the ESCOs that show up at your door and try and sell you a deal, or they approach you when you're out and about or at the mall or give you a flyer in the mail. mega screens all those companies. So we're ensuring that we're connecting the CCA participants with a supplier that gives them the most advantageous terms for the residents. So being able to opt out at any time is a big advantage, and you know that the supplier we choose is going to be reputable and held to a high standard of customer service. We like to show this slide to point out on your utility bill where the supply portion of your bill is. So this is just a generic bill. You can pull out your National Grid bill at home and take a look. You'll see that for the electric portion of your bill, charges are divided into two categories. There's delivery services and supply services. With CCA, we're only talking about the supply portion of your electric bill. The delivery portion will not change in CCA. Those are charges billed to you by National Grid, which is your utility provider, and it's the cost for maintaining the infrastructure that actually delivers the electricity to you. So they are the owners of the electricity infrastructure, and they still have to maintain the poles, the lines, and all of the back-end infrastructure that actually enables the electricity to get to your house. So what we're talking about with community choice aggregation is the lower portion down there, the supply services, okay? So many years ago when the state deregulated electricity, they said, okay, you don't have to purchase your supply from your utility company anymore. You can go out and shop for suppliers. And, so this CCA program is really enabling you to connect you with a supplier through different terms. So we talked about how CCA promotes competition among reputable ESCOs. We evaluate those competing prices and select the lowest fixed price for residents over a period of time. Essentially, everyone in the CCA will be purchasing electricity from the same supplier who's providing a low fixed rate and who's been screened by this organization. Residents will remain National Grid customers. You will still only get one bill, and that will be a bill from National Grid. But down in that supply section where it says supply services, it will say ESCO supply service or the name of the supplier that wins the CCA bid. When we talk about eligible residents and small businesses, we're talking about a couple of eligibility criteria that are important to understand. First, you have to live within a city, town, or village that is participating in this program. And in a couple slides, I'll show you that list. If you do not live within the bounds of one of these municipalities, you can participate in CCA once your local government officials set it up for your community. So first, you have to live within a community that is participating. Second, you have to be a customer of National Grid for your electricity supply. So if you've already gone out and chosen a third-party supplier, you can join the CCA once you are done with your contract with that existing supplier. We will not take you out of your existing contract if you already have one. So this is just automatically eligible residents are taking their supply currently from National Grid. You also have to have a residential service class meter or be a small business that uses less than 2,000 kilowatt hours a month. And if you have questions about your small business and if it's eligible, you can contact the CCA team and we'll help you look on your bill and see where your service class of your meter is designated. The last thing that makes someone eligible if they do not have a block or freeze on your utility account. Some people have done this to ensure they're not switched away from the utility. And if you have a block or a freeze on your account, you will not be automatically eligible to join the CCA. If you want to take off that freeze or block and opt into the CCA, you can, but while it's on there, it will maintain that you are a customer of the utility for your supply. So while we just talked about if you have a block or a freeze on your account, some folks that have a block or a freeze on their account are folks that take public assistance funds. So if you are HEAP eligible or you participate in other public assistance programs like SSI or SNAP, you are not automatically eligible for the CCA. However, there is an excellent program in New York State called Solar for All that you are eligible to enroll in, and you can get some free solar credits from the state. So these are negative dollar signs applied to your bill to reduce it between $5 and $15 a month. And as long as you use 1,000 kilowatt hours a year, you're eligible. Our friends over at the Albany Housing Partnership are happy to provide you with more information. You can go on their website or call them. The Albany Housing Partnership is a great resource for you to find more out about Solar for All. The following communities are participating in the Capital Region Community Choice Aggregation Program as of March 2020. We have the cities of Albany, Schenectady, Troy, Saratoga Springs, Glens Falls, and Waterville, the towns of Bethlehem, Guilderland, New Scotland, and Niskayuna, the villages of Altamont, Voorheesville, and Kinderhook. So we are 13 communities strong. And as we look to the future, if we have additional interested communities, we will certainly help you do everything you need to do to get in line to participate in CCA in the future. But these are our starting 13 communities who will be the founding members of this Community Choice Aggregation Program for the Capital Region of New York. So these are the 7 steps that communities need to go through in order to set up community choice aggregation. The first is to decide which administrator you're going to work with, and all of the 13 communities that we're reaching out to have chosen MEGA as your CCA administrator. The next step is education and outreach. So step 2 was a 60-day education and outreach period where we went out in the community, did in-person meetings, had a lot of news coverage and media coverage in order to ensure that people have heard about this program. So this presentation online is part of that effort to make sure that we're reaching people and helping get the information about CCA out into residents' homes that will end up participating in the program. The third step is for your municipality to set up a local law. So if you attended a public hearing or made comments on the record, we appreciate your engagement in that process. As of March 2020, all 13 municipalities have established their local law. The next step, which we're anticipating to take place in mid-April, is for us to put out an RFP on behalf of these 13 municipalities and ask suppliers to bid with their low supply price. Following that, we will do analysis to select the price with the best terms and lowest cost. And then after that, when your communities decide to proceed with CCA, we will go back out into the community and do another 60-day period of education and outreach this summer. So please look for those details this summer as they become available, and then we'll be able to tell you about the price, the length of the program, the terms, and all of those supply questions you might have. Following that, there will be a 30-day opt-out period where every eligible participant gets a letter in the mail and gets the opportunity to opt out of CCA if they do not wish to participate. And after that, we will expect enrollments to start in September, or to be happening in September, and that's when folks will be switched over to the CCA program as your supplier. I want to underscore a very important feature of MEGA's CCA program, of the community choice aggregation programs, in fact, across New York State. The state has designed these to be an opt-out program. What that means is if you're an automatically eligible resident in small business, and if you do nothing, you will be enrolled in this program. That is not to say that you have no choice. Of course, CCA is about offering choice. All residents that decide that or small businesses that decide, hey, this CCA sounds interesting, but I really don't want to participate, will have a variety of options on ways to opt out. I mentioned during the 30-day opt-out period before the program starts, that eligible residents and small businesses will get a letter in the mail. The 3 options to opt out will be: 1, to mail back a prepaid card that is included in that letter, or you will be able to call an opt-out number, which is specific to the supplier that we choose. So we will not have that opt-out number until the opt-out period begins, but we will make it available to all residents and small businesses at request, and it will be in the letter that you receive in your home. Lastly, you can go online to the supplier's website in a specific portal to opt out. Residents can leave this program at any time there's never a fee or penalty to leave. And folks that become eligible, that decide they want to opt into the program, maybe they weren't initially eligible, but they become eligible, you'll be able to opt in at any time that you're eligible. Additionally, the letter will explain the choices you have to opt up or down. Now, earlier I talked about giving a 100% renewable option. So your elected leaders are going to be faced with making a decision: what is the default offering for everyone in this municipality? If they choose the 100% green option for everyone, you can choose in your home to just opt down and go to the standard grid mix of electricity, whatever that price may be. Conversely, if your municipality decides to make the default offering the traditional standard grid mix, not 100% renewable, you as an individual resident or small business owner can opt up to support the renewable option. Either option is available to you, so we can opt in, opt out, opt up, or opt down. Megas designs the CCA program to give you more choices and more options. Because we're all learning about this program now in our homes, and because of these extraordinary times of social distancing, we want to make sure you are aware of all of the resources and materials that you can look at to learn more about community choice aggregation. This is a snapshot of our home page of our website, and under the resources link, you can find frequently asked questions documents, links to our YouTube channel where we have some Q&A with elected officials and some brief videos describing the program. We have a variety of documents that can give you more information. So we hope that you'll visit our webpage and learn more. Right on our homepage too is a 90-second video, which is a basic introduction to CCA. So if you've already watched this whole presentation and you haven't fallen asleep, good for you. And if you want to watch more videos, they're certainly available there. Once we're able to hold in-person public meetings again, the link on the left-hand side there that says click here for public meeting schedule will take you to the events portion of our resources page. So you'll be able to see scheduled events that are coming up in your community. We've held many of those meetings throughout January, February, and March, but unfortunately now in-person meetings have come to an end, and we are relying on online resources to distribute information to you and other residents. As you review the resources on our website and as you come to the end of this presentation, we'd like you to encourage you to contact us if you have questions. If this was an in-person presentation, we would open it up and have questions from the audience to really clarify what you've learned and hone in on the finer points of this program. Myself, Nicole, Louise, and Anna are available to you by email, by phone. Engage us on social media, and please ask us any questions you might have. Our goal in this process is to really help residents become more aware of your electricity buying options, how CCA can give you more choices in that, and really to give you a broader understanding of what choices you have available. So we hope that you learned something from this presentation and that you will reach out to us with your questions. And thank you so much for engaging, for learning something today about community choice aggregation, and thank you for your interest in participating in this presentation. Have a good day.